Hello to Brocken Spirit.
Hi, Ruben. We're so excited to be here on your show.
Very.
So, can you tell me how long have Brocken Spirit been going as a duo?
Well, it was December that we first formed officially, but technically we were working together since last June. We wrote a song together and then we wrote a couple of things since then, but us actually being a duo was December.
Not very long, eh?
No.
Yeah, we kind of at the end of we're at college together, and at the end of our year, we decided we want to work together. And I knew that I wanted to release some music this year, so we got writing. We got into a writing partnership first, and then we knew we wanted to perform together, but it was kind of hard to kind of get it because there's a lot of we were performing in other bands and stuff. But we finally got the opportunity in December. It was great.
So, how did you come up with your band's or duo name?
Hmm.
Oh, so basically, I have a very interesting way of viewing music, I suppose. I basically explained how I saw music as basically a part of nature and just it's all around us almost. And I was explaining how I came up with my own name actually. And then we spoke about it and said that we both really liked that kind of idea. And then we were kind of thinking of ideas around that, of like natural phenomenons almost.
Yeah.
And I was basically just looking through photos and general ideas of like storms and tempests and all sorts, and then came along this idea of Brocken bow, which is I can't quite remember what it is actually.
It's a phenomena of light. So when the light's coming from behind you and you're at a high elevation, you've got cloud, it'll make your shadow huge and it'll give you like a light halo behind you. And back in the day, they used to think they were giants in the hills. I think Brocken Bow is one name.
Brocken Spectre's another one.
Brocken Spectre's another name. So when Rain said this to me, I was like, that's a lovely name. And I really like our how our music comes together. I've got a very folky, rock folky influence, and Rain comes with this like other influence. And I thought the sound of that was very fitting to the name as well. And yeah, we were Brocken Bow in my head for a good while, but then it got changed into
Brocken
I don't
Spirit.
know where that came
I think
from.
I said I preferred the idea of spirit because it kind of has a double meaning in my head.
Yeah.
Especially of how it's written. It's almost like broken spirit, but not broken spirit.
Play on words.
The play on words.
It's cool. I'm all on board with
So
that.
I thought, oh, let's have spirit because it's close to spectre, and it's like a synonym, but not quite.
So, where did you record your debut single, Mountain Girl?
So Mountain Girl, the debut single, so it's part of a bigger piece, and there's a lot of demand for our studio at college to get in and record. So I booked really early to get in and record, but I recorded the main song for the EP. So I thought, right, the other two songs that are coming out first, we took from live recordings. So we get opportunities at college to go in and help the engineer students that are doing live sound. So we go up and they record us doing a set, and we've got quite a few recordings of all our songs. And we just sort of worked with an engineer to get a good sound out of that. And we just went, you know what, we're new, we're raw, we're going to release something that's live and raw. For the first single, that's what it is. It's a live recording, basically, with some bells and whistles on. I don't know what they do in the magic world of engineering, but yeah, it sounds good. But yeah, so that, and I think the second song, our next song, is going to be similar. But we did get into the studio for the EP song Places. We did get into the studio for that as well, which was fun.
So, how did Mountain Girl? Can you tell me more about Mountain Girl? How did that come about?
Yeah, so it was a project, a writing project, and I was talking to my mate about loss. You know, they had lost someone recently, and I think we can all relate to loss, right? And I was interested, and I was like, just thinking to myself, I was like, when you say the word loss, for me anyway, something that springs to mind quite immediately is grief or something like that. And then I started to challenge that in my head, and I was like, but what about, people lose other things? People lose their job, people lose confidence, people, other things. You don't just lose relationships, you lose touch with people. There's other facets to that. And I thought that's an interesting thing to write about. And then I grabbed hope as well, and I just went, well, let's mix hope into it. And I just started writing, and then Rain helped me write. And so Mountain Girl really starts off with this. I wanted to start at the start, really, of like when you think you've lost everything, and we can all relate to that. You think you've lost everything, and there's a few different avenues you can go down. You can, stagnate there for a little while, or you can keep going, or whatever. And I thought I'd explore that a little bit, so I challenged it. I used to be an outdoor instructor before I went back into music, and so the mountain came to mind, and I thought, just trying to take on like other people's experiences of loss and my own experiences of loss, try to write that into a narrative for this mountain girl, to get to the top of this hill. And when it came out and I read it back to myself after we'd worked on it, I'd worked on it, and my mate had helped me a little bit with it. And looking back at it, I was really proud of that piece, because it really starts at the very beginning of like, oh my God, I've got all these broken pieces around me. What am I going to do? And then at the end, you're just singing out from the top of this hill. That's, it's quite a powerful piece.
You put them all together, put all the pieces together and come up with Mountain Girl. So I'm going to move on now. Continue more about your new single called, released on 21st of March, hopefully, called the Silence of Mine. So continue more about that.
Okay. So basically, when we first started as a duet, Michelle had these chords that were just these bare chords, and you were writing lyrics for it, I think, at the time. But then I asked if I could hear it, and you played it a few times, and I just kind of came up with an improvised idea of what I wanted it to sound like. But I wasn't too sure at the time. It was definitely a journey of trying to figure out what I wanted it to be. And it took a couple of weeks of me improvising lyrics and recording it over and over and over again, and then piecing together what made the story work. And it's just like, it wasn't originally meant to be part of the EP, but now it is part of the EP. And for me, it was very much a way of saying, I am here. I am not just this person that you can put expectations upon. It's sort of like basically breaking free of these expectations that society puts on you, that family puts on you, that basically everyone looks at someone and thinks, oh, I expect this of you. They don't always say it. And basically it's meant to be about being silenced and going, I do have a voice. I am enough. But it's also accepting the fact that you are grieving in a way too. It's very much a song that's meant to be interpreted your own way. Like, I'll interpret it one way because I wrote it, whilst everyone that listens to it, I hope that they'll find some way that it resonates with them, because it was made in a way that it was meant to kind of break the expectations, I guess. My own expectations of myself mainly. But yeah, and if you listen to it, it kind of is a story of, like, if you listen to the as in it, Michelle knows about the as, but basically it starts off almost smooth, and then every time that the as come into the song again, they kind of start getting broken, and it's meant to represent someone sobbing. And it's meant to be accepting that pain that you've got inside and just letting it all out.
Awesome. I never knew that. I'm learning so much about Rain here. Yeah, there's other things that we probably will come up with in the interview. Other things will come out, I'm sure. Like, oh, really?
So we're going to move on now to your going to be your debut EP. So can you more about this on the 4th of April called Places? So tell me more about that.
So Places is just really, I mean, I'm new to songwriting. I've written, I'm a guitarist normally. I only sing because I play guitar really. So like I've written lots of musical bits and bobs, but writing a song is fairly new to me. So I wanted to, when I got together as Brocken Spirit, I wanted us to like have this package, right? And I wanted it to mean something, and I wanted it to have this journey in it. So Places is a culmination. It's quite a reflective song in itself. It's about this person at the end of a lost journey. Hope's played a part. Hopefully they're through the other end, but they're sort of reminiscing and looking back. And it's a song about how that's important, but it's also important to recognise it for its being in the past and focus on the future and the present and move forward. So that's the song. The EP is a collective. I wanted to do so much with it. Don't have a lot of material because we're new to songwriting. So EP looked like a good place to start. And the 3 songs we're really happy with. We're proud of them. And I wanted to put extra bonus stuff on there. So there'll be extra bonus stuff as well. I'm also mucking around just now with little intro parts as well. So who knows what it's going to turn out like. But it's basically 3 songs telling a bit of a journey, a story of a journey, you know, and hopefully people can relate to it in so many different ways. You know, it can be related to serious things, to less serious things, to, you know, or it'll have meaning for everyone, hopefully.
So I know you got a couple of gigs coming out, so can you tell me more about them?
Yeah, so we're appearing, like I said, we both study music performance and teaching at Riverside Music College in Busby. So they showcase our students twice, 3 times a year. And we've got 2 gigs coming up with them. So we've got the 30th of March, and we're going to be playing at the Classic Grand in Glasgow. Yeah. And then we'll be doing probably 20 minutes-ish of that. So we'll manage to get our EP work in there, maybe a cover. And then our second gig in April.
It's the 27th of April, and it's at Ivory Blacks.
Yeah.
And it's a 30-minute set.
So we'll have more songs in there, hopefully. And we're going to build on that. And hopefully we're already in talks with like other bands, sharing sets with them to get more experience out in the gigging scene. It'll be good.
So what's it like being an independent artist?
What's it like being an independent artist? I love it. There's so much creative freedom. And we're learning just now about contracts and record copyrights and publishing contracts and stuff like that. And I like being independent. It's really scary, and it's a really hard work, actually. A lot of hard work, especially when we're trying to do everything ourselves. I can see the benefits of having things like managers and people sorting these things out for you. But I'm flying by the seat of my pants because we're new to it, you know? But hopefully that'll pay off being independent, because you do get to keep that creative control as well. I think that's really important to us.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if I was to ever sign a record deal or anything, it would be with an independent label.
I agree. Don't think I'd want to go with a major label ever.
Yeah. I think that's just the genre we are as well.
Yeah,
you know, I don't
more
think
small and like,
yeah,
we want people that understand, not people that try and kind of control us.
I'm just a big supporter of independent music myself, so
same.
I'm like almost in my head I'm going, don't sell yourself out, don't sell yourself out. But like,
don't let them control what we're gonna do. Don't let them go, oh, can you maybe make this more poppy? And you're like, no, I don't think I can.
Yeah, we should do it your way, not be told what to do.
But it does come with the other side of like you're racing around trying to pull material to get promotion material together and get it. And that's a big learning curve for me. Like big learning curve. So it'd be great. And maybe we'd try and get a manager. That might be on the next to-do list.
Yeah.
Someone to
Well,
sort
if you're looking for somebody with this promotion, I know a very good Scottish PR company, very small, but she's very good at what she does. So if you're interested in that, I will put you.
On that.
Yeah, she's
Thank
very good
you.
at what she does. So I'll put you in contact with her. So finally, can you tell my listeners where can they find our Broken Spirit on the World Wide Web? On your social, please.
We're starting to appear in places, aren't we?
We are.
So I'm of an older generation, so I started with Facebook. It's like, right, let's get the Facebook. So we're on Facebook, Brocken Spirit out there, which translates to Instagram. We are Brocken Spirit on Instagram as well. We're in the process of getting a TikTok. It's more your generation.
I'll probably be focusing on that more. I'll sort it out.
We are putting together a website, but we're on Bandcamp and we're on SoundCloud as well. If you're into supporting independent artists, get on there, players, download their music.
Later, when it's on streaming services, it'll be on everything with EP.
Yeah, you'll find us on all the streaming platforms, EP style. So places will be out there: Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, the lot.
Yes.
Thank you. Maybe chat to you both today.
Thank you so much for having us. We've been so excited all week to be appearing on your show.
We have been. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.